Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So our dear friend, dear friend, Kayla Marie on Instagram gifted us for Christmas 2 palettes. The one I'm using today will be the Icee palette from Glamlite. This is the blue one, the blue raspberry palette. When I tell you I nearly passed out when I saw this launch because it mixes two of my favorite things, eyeshadow and a blue raspberry Icee. I love a blue raspberry Icee. I love them so much. They're literally nothing on this planet tops them. They're so fucking good. They're so good. Anyway, this is the inside. I played around with it. Clearly, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I'm super happy to have this. So thank you so much, Kayla. But if you're interested in seeing all the ins and outs of this look, then just keep on watching. All right, pals, I have all the blues swatched out on my hand. I'm obsessed. This is exactly what I wanted that stupid Blue Moon palette from ColourPop to be, and it just was not. I'm gonna start by priming my eyes with the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. So I got this in a set for Vic, like a stocking stuffer set from Smashbox. And I don't know how to feel about it yet. I really love the feeling of it. I like the consistency of it. However, so far it has not been long wearing on my eyes. However, I've only tried it out a couple of times, and it takes me a while to kind of figure out what eyeshadow primer works for me, because it depends on, like, you know, how much sunscreen did I put on my eyes that day, or whatever the case is. So so far I don't know, but I'm not gonna be wearing it long tonight, so I still won't know. All right, and then first I went in with a Rougher 01 brush, one of my favorite brushes on this earth. And I'm gonna start out with the shade Frozenated, which is the light blue right here. And then I will go in with Glacial, which is the lighter green, the teal. And I'm gonna put that right up here by my eyebrow. I really like the I really love the tones of these two colors, so I just want to see, I wanted to see how I could build them and kind of how they looked on their own when I was playing around, so that's where this came from. They still have that, they have that gorgeous Glamlite formula where it's just a dream to work with the pastels because they just build on each other. They're so nice. All right, now going in with Glacial, which is a little bit more teal, and bringing it up a little bit above. Stop there for now. This is an Morphe M456 brush. This is a nice little brush. I kind of like her. I'm gonna go in with the shade Blue Raspberry. This is the shade from ColourPop that I desperately wanted them to do right, and they did not quite do it right for me, so I'm really glad I have this palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap it. I'm lightly building it, but I'm tapping it on the outer corner, and I'm gonna keep it a little bit lower than the blue we have going on, of course, because that's a little high up for a dark shade. So I'm tapping it on and then just gonna start diffusing it, as well as I'll probably take the shade Frozenated again to blend out the top of it, just to make sure it looks good. Viseart also has a shade just like this that I love so much, so it's nice to have a more affordable alternative to that. And then going in with Frozenated and going around the edges of that just to make sure it looks good. And then going back in with Blue Raspberry to kind of re-intensify, make sure we didn't lose any of that color. A lot of times you have to go back and forth. My windows are hooting and hollering right now. Holy cow, that draft is insane. I need new windows. It's winter. It's winter. And I'm wearing a t-shirt. What the fuck is that? Alright, that's been diffused to my liking. I'm gonna take the shade Chillin', which is the shimmer right here, very gently, just ever so slightly. I'm using it as a topper. So I'm just gonna place this on my brow bone because I really like the little sparkly effect it gives, and it also ties in all the blue. It's not quite light enough for my current porcelain status as a brow bone highlight, but it's close enough. Then I'm gonna go in with the shade Ice Cold, which looks not as special in the pan as it does on the eyes. This is one of the dopest shades I've ever put on my eyes. It looks like almost like a more intense version of that shimmery navy from the Natasha Denona Gold palette, but it's got more sparkle running through it. So it's kind of like that, just a little bit icier. So I'm putting this on my eyelid, just kind of rubbing it around. I don't want it to be a cut crease, I just want it to be nice and diffused. And this is one of those like putty kind of consistencies a lot of their shimmers are. So think like ColourPop Super Shock. And then I'm gonna go back in with that lightest shimmer Chillin' and pop it right in the innermost corner. Pretty. Okay, now for the part I wasn't sure about. So I didn't want to do something quite as smoky as like a deep blue smoky eye. I do love a good deep blue smoky eye though. Anyway, that being said, I took the shade Icee. Funny enough, it's the shade Icee. This is not Icee. It's this very, very deep blue shimmer. I don't know if I have anything quite like it. It's very fun. I really, really like it. It's got a fair bit of purple in it. But I really like the reflect it has. So I'm gonna take that on just like a little flat brush. I believe I got this in like a brow set or something, or maybe Amazon. I don't know. It's a cheapy little brush, but I really like it for random things. So I'm just gonna kind of create a wing with that flat brush because I can. Because I'm a pro like that. I actually can't create a wing for anything, but I've been getting better. I haven't done wings in a long time, or not consistently, because I don't feel like they suit my face shape. And for whatever reason with the Pixie, especially the black Pixie, I feel like a wing looked so fire. So I haven't let her go yet. But basically I just, and it kind of fills a lot of it in for you. And then you just make sure to use a light hand to drag it up, and boom, you got a wing. I'm gonna build it a little bit just to make sure that dark blue is super intense, just because it's so fun. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. It's so pretty. I may as well just do a base while I'm on camera. This ain't a review. Not a review channel. We're a no buy channel at this point. It's actually ridiculous. We're buying zero makeup all year. Spoiler, the video hasn't gone up yet. Hopefully we'll film it tonight. All right, for my face primer, I'm going to take a mix of two. This is the Wet n Wild Glass Correct. Vic got this for me for Christmas. It was in my stocking. Oops, there goes my light. I'm obsessed with this. This, like, if you're looking for dewy, you're gonna get dew with this shit. Like, this is so good. I can't even tell you. You don't need very much. So, I'm gonna take about that much, which is probably like plenty. And then I'm gonna take 1 pump of my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal, I believe. Yes, in Opal. I'm kind of like, it's not in a project pan, but I'm trying to use it up. A lot of things in our collection that either don't get enough use or are old, I'm trying to get through. And this I got at a TJ Maxx, so I already know it's old. So I'm gonna mix the two. It's gonna be a little too deep for me, so I'm just gonna correct that later. All right, and since I am in between shades right now, we'll just say none of my normal face products work because I'm pale and normally I'm self-tanned. So I'm just gonna steal a little bit of Vicks. All right, so we're gonna try something. All right, no promises. This is my Oma Beauty Stay Woke Concealer in the shade White Pearl T2. This will probably still be a little too dark for me, but this is what I'm gonna put kind of down below on my face. Actually, this might be a near perfect match. Anyway, I'm gonna add that down here on my face, and it looks like there's a lot, but honestly this shit is so dry that I'm really just wiping the crusties on my face, but I don't want to get rid of it. I'm not buying makeup and I really like this concealer. Then I'm gonna take my NYX Born to Glow concealer. Well, this one's Vicks, but this is in the, I think it's in the shade Pale is what it was. It is really, really fair and very yellow tone. So I'm gonna place about this much under my eyes. And again, this is probably a little bit overkill for me, but it's nighttime. It's time to play. So I'm gonna leave that there to sit. And then I'm gonna take my Natasha Denona Foundation X in the shade 42, the one I'm currently panning. I'm gonna kind of use this as a pre-cream bronzer. So I'm gonna use this to add a little bit of dimension to my face before we do anything else. Just to kind of see how this goes, because like, no time like now, right? I think I'm just gonna take like 2 dots of my Kosas concealer. This one's in the shade, what, 0.1? Oh, 02. I'm gonna take a little bit of this right here because it's just, this stuff is so dry too. I love it so much. Just gonna take a dot down here because it's a little bit lighter, and so it should help balance everything out. I'm just gonna take my AOA sponge, and I'm first gonna start with the foundation at the bottom, and then I'm gonna work on the concealer, and then I'm gonna go to the bronzer, just to make sure I don't darken anything that I've already laid down. And then I'm gonna do my best to stay just on concealer, but you know, it's a sponge and it's large because it's wet, so I'm gonna blend out the majority of the concealer at least right now. I'm going to blend out the rest of everything and see how we're looking. I think this will look pretty nice actually. Will it be perfect? Probably not. But that looks pretty good actually. I don't hate that. This little red spot could use some work, but you can't really see it on camera. Can you? Right there. So I used a little bit of that Smashbox primer under my eyes. I normally do use an eyeshadow primer just right under my eyes, and I'm not loving it. So buyer beware if you're one of those people that does that. I'm gonna add a little bit of concealer right there and right here. I don't mind redness. I have a lot of it, but it's been getting really, really like extra bad recently. Because for a while there, like my rosacea almost completely went away, and then that caused issues with my skin being like 200 times more dry, and at that point it's not worth it. If my skin's dry but it's not red, I don't want it because I can cover up redness, I can't cover up dryness. So I'm going back to my rosacea skin for now until my skin can kind of handle the acids and such that I'm putting on it. All right, bringing that down the neck. That looks really good. I actually really like that as like a natural like bronzer. But I have really, during this pale time, been enjoying the ColourPop, or not the ColourPop, the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in Tan Lines. It's like a really, really, really nice bronzer type shade on fair skin. So if you were looking for a bronzer that's more neutral and it's cream at the drugstore, this one's really good. It is fairly matte. I don't notice a lot of shine. I do in a swatch when it's warmed up, but on my face I don't. So if you're looking for something super dewy, this will not do it for you, but it is a cream product, so it's an alternative to powder. These stupid windows. Why do I feel a draft? I'll probably have to use something else because I think this may be too cool tone for this look, but I still haven't gotten a chance to use it. This is the Pixie On The Glow blush. Vic, I don't know what shade this is in Fleur. Vic really, really, really loves this, and upon swatching it, so do I. I'm gonna apply it the way that it's marketed, so actually, I might actually quite like this blush color today. We'll find out. But it doesn't, you know, it's not taking away my foundation at all. It's just really, really dewy, which have you met me? So I'm gonna blend this out and see how I'm feeling about the blush. Yeah, I like it, but I want to build it. I think I need more than that. So I'm gonna swipe on another layer. I'm gonna keep it more contained up here. Oh, I just got so much in my hair. Yum. I'm gonna use the, shoot. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. brush I used rather than a sponge, and that should keep the pigment there the way that I want it. Yeah, I love that. And go over my under eyes a little bit just to make sure the blush didn't cover them up. I've been guilty of that in the past. I'm still guilty of that. It's fine. I'm also gonna take the brush with the blush and kind of just hit some random spots. Just that way it looks more balanced. You see the tones peeking through elsewhere. I don't know what to say. It works for me. I really enjoy that base. I don't highlight, so that's outside of Faux Freckles. That's all I got for you for the base. So we'll jump back into the under eyes. Should we do something fun? I think the shade Frost right here, the shimmer, she's speaking to me. She's calling me. So I'm gonna let her continue to call. I'm just gonna take this on a little brush. This one is a Morphe M213. And I'm gonna kind of, hopefully, I'm gonna like tilt over a little bit because I'm scared I'm gonna get a bunch fallout and my base is still wet. Ah, so pretty. That is really fun. Oh, that's a pretty blue. That's a pretty blue. Oh my good gracious, I love blue eyeshadow. Let's do that again. Carefully. Do this. All right, I'll just use the lightest shade for my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde Supermoon, the white. I'm trying to pan this anyway. I have massive pan in this shade because it's the most used because I use it for like all of my inner corner looks. But whatever. Still makes me feel like I'm doing something additionally. So yeah, there's our inner corner. We'll do some Faux Freckles. I got Vic this little freck kit so she could try the little freck. And I'm gonna do it today. I did use it the other day and it was quite nice actually. It was different than the Lottie London. The tip was a little bit pointier and I find that this formula does not blend as far. So whereas the Lottie London one, I feel like it's really hard to get a, not hard, but it's a little bit harder to get a happy medium with your faux freckles. So it's either polka dots on your face or you can barely see them. Whereas this one, it seemed to blend out a lot nicer. So we'll see if that holds true this time, but I really liked it. Kind of tap this around. Alright, let's go with lips. So I really like a cool tone lip, especially with the dark hair, but in general, I've always wanted a neutral to cool tone lip. Concealer-ish, of course. Now, I've been trying to pan this Nude Sticks Magnetic Matte eye color in Hot Stone, but because it's meant for your eyes, it's really budge proof. I really like it on the lips. For a lip liner, I don't know. I'm not gonna go as hard as I generally would. This also works really well for a lip contour under your foundation or right over top if you diffuse it well. So I'm just gonna hit that. I don't want to do something too stark on the lips because I finally got out of my massively overlining phase and I feel myself slipping back. All right, everyone, and that is all she wrote. I thoroughly enjoyed playing with this palette as well as creating this little base concoction. I think it looks pretty good, actually. Faux Freckles aren't my favorite today, honestly. They're not looking the way that I would like them to, but they're good enough. You know, they're good enough. So anyway, if you enjoyed, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel now that we are posting content regularly again. This is the year of Twintorials, I promise you. Last year we did so good. We posted 25 days in a month. That is a lot of days. We probably won't be doing that well, but we will be at least posting once a week going forward. Hopefully we can bump those numbers up when we find time. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!